When you smiled at me, was easy to believe that you were the special kind. And now we're lying here, and I think you should leave. Clearly I'm not on your mind. If you're looking for someone better, go on and get her. I'd rather sleep with ghosts than lie in cold shadows of who you're really dreaming of. My bandage-hearted knows I'm gonna let you go. Someone else deserves my love. It didn't take long to see you're not what I need, and that's someone who cares. I was starving for affection, so I ran in your direction, and the truth is you were never really there. You were looking for someone better. Go on and get her. I'd rather sleep with ghosts than lie in cold shadows of who you're really dreaming of. My bandage-hearted knows I'm gonna let you go. Someone else deserves my love. There's no use in trying or asking why. Your actions speak louder than every single lie. Oh, I'd rather sleep with ghosts than lie in cold shadows of who you're really dreaming of. My bandage-hearted knows I'm gonna let you go. Don't deserve my love. Oh, I'd rather sleep with ghosts than lie in cold shadows of who you're really dreaming of. My bandage-hearted knows I'm gonna let you go. You don't deserve mine, don't deserve mine, don't deserve my love. No. You threw away my love so easy.
All right, folks, let's get right to this. I just thought I would do a live here. Anybody wants to come up, I pin the link. It's basically sorry, folks. I got some stuff, some news that I would like to share with you guys. It's not the type of news that you probably want to hear, but it's just something that's been going on around here, and just wait for a few more people to see if they're going to show up in here. Oh, hey, what's truth? What's happening? What can I share this with another stream? Let's. I don't remember. No, I can't do it now. So, oh well. If you guys don't know the music that I played at the beginning of that, that's Jacqueline Reinhardt. Everybody, if you can, go over, check her out on YouTube. Just searching Jacqueline Reinhardt and tell her that Ashcan sent you. The woman's got an amazing voice, and I just can't help but promote her. So today there was a freedom rally in Toronto. It kicked off about noon Eastern time there, and there was a YouTuber covering the whole thing live, and his name is Freebird Media Canada. And if you can, go check him out. Did some great work there today. And I'm actually working on getting him to come up on the show here soon too. So 1 second, folks. So that was covered by Freebird Media Canada. It was about an hour and a half long. There was a lot of people that showed up there. Prairie Girl, nice to see you. Batman, good to see you also. What's that was going? Oh, right on. They're all supposed to be meeting in Ottawa on the 28th of January. So anybody that's in the Ottawa area that can make it to Ottawa that can cover this, please let me know. I will have a stream set up that day for anybody that wants to pop in that's covering any of the truckers' stories and that. I will be starting about 10 o'clock Eastern time in the morning on the 28th and going right through until it ends. So if there's anybody out there that's covering this, if they have data or that, if they can pop in and let us know what's going on here live, it would be greatly appreciated. And then just 2 days ago, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of England, put an end to the Plan B restrictions on the butterflies and unicorns, and it's back to work for them. Maybe we should all take heed on what they're doing. They know that all of this is what's going on is unconstitutional and that, and they're waking up to it. And the rest of the world needs to do that. So if you can, just type in here in YouTube Boris Johnson, and it pops up. Now here in Fredericton, or in New Brunswick, we've had some quite the shit going on here lately. We have a finance minister here by the name of Dominic Cardy. This guy unleashed a Twitter tirade against Fredericton police over the planned protest that was going on there today. He didn't want it. He thought that the cops should make it illegal and that for them to exercise their free speech. And these are the people that we have in government here in New Brunswick. And also, they say that New Brunswick is back on track to return to level 2 on January 30th. Right now, we're in level 3. We are in a lockdown here. Most services in that are closed. Give me a few minutes, Danny. Most businesses are closed. All the weed stores here, unless it's a government one, are the only way that you can get it is by delivery. They don't do curbside pickup or anything. Hold on here. Hey, Danny, just give me a minute here. So we also had a 27-year-old charged with attempted murder after a man was shot in St. John in the North End around 4 p.m. Wednesday. The police respond to a 911 call reporting a shooting on Cedar Grove Crescent in St. John. Officers found a 26-year-old man with life-threatening injuries. The alleged shooter was arrested at 2:30 a.m. after a high-risk stop a couple of 24 hours later. Police believe the two men knew each other. 27-year-old Curtis Whitaker is the shooter, the alleged shooter, and Morgan Nice, 26, was the victim. Now, also, just a week ago, Jonathan Lee Perrin was charged with the stabbing death of Nathan Flowers last week. Now, Nathan Flowers was apparently the pedophile that this guy stabbed to death. I'm not condoning any of this, but that's just one less pedophile that we have to worry about. And I don't know if you guys know, but the singer Meatloaf, he died the other day. He was 74 years old. And then we have in Canada, in actually here in New Brunswick, in the hospitals currently, we have 1,894 people that are in the hospital that have been fully vaxxed. We have 179 people that are partially vaxxed and 698 that are unvaxxed. That's over 70% of the people that are in the hospital right now that are vaxxed.
Nice, love. Yeah, but are they talking about regular patients for regular stuff or COVID patients?
These are COVID people that are in the hospitals. These are people that are sitting in the hospitals taking up beds that they say that, are just, almost over 1,900 of them shouldn't be there, according to what they say about the Kool-Aid. So,
yeah.
How can over 1,900 of them be in the hospital if they took this and tying up the fucking hospital things, hospital beds and that? You hear news reports time and time again lately that 50% of the beds that are being filled right now in hospitals are from people who are unvaccinated. But people don't look at the other side of that. 50% of them that are in the hospital are vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where just a little twist of words can put the fear into people. And this is what people need to understand. I need people to do their research. I can only put out so much on this channel before YouTube shuts me down. Oh, look at this. We have Bud Grower in the house also. So, anyways, Slow Burner, how are you tonight, brother? And
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, dear?
Tired.
Bed grower. Slow.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey Ash, thanks for joining me up. I wanted to come up and give you guys an update, and I was listening to what he was saying about the hospitals. And I don't know if you guys heard anything about what happened to me when I went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, like he was saying, part of the problem is honestly, and I'm not kidding you, is people are panicking and they're coming in and they have the common cold or the common flu, and they think this is COVID. But the worst of all of this is the hospitals are laying off the nurses. They're not paying them. So I listened to the nurses tell me this stuff. Like the incentive they gave them in December, they gave them a $3 pay raise in order to keep them from leaving because everyone's paying more. They're starting to shift into homes and stuff and private care because they're making more money,
Yeah.
which is depleting all these. And they're overworked. But I was
Yeah.
literally tortured in the hospital, and they're now bringing action against them. I'm not suing them for money. I am suing them for fines because I'm not going after the nurses. But what they did to me was paramount to that. I have so many people upset about it involved now. It's not even funny. But I mean, it's just it's to the point where they have just too many people to take care of the patients they have, and it was bad. I'll give you just one incident of what happened to me over there. I went over there because it turns out they were going to amputate my foot, and they couldn't figure out why it was dying the way it was dying until they realized that my femoral artery was clogged up. So I had to go over and have an experimental surgery to dig out the blockage and put a stent in. And because they're working with the femoral artery, they had to shoot me up with you're not gonna believe this. They gave me fentanyl so that I could not move. I can't even begin to tell you guys how disturbing that medicine is. So I get out of there and they take me back, and there's some other things that happened. They were supposed to replace the bed because it was broke. So they took all the sheets off when I left. When I came back, the ETMs had to go. They laid me on this bed where I stayed for the next 13 to 16 hours covered in my own feces and piss. This caused massive blisters and bed sores to form before I could actually move and call somebody to help.
Mm. Yeah.
And that they left me there in that condition. They just left me there. And this is for 40 hours I wasn't fed. You know,
Yeah.
I'm diabetic
Well,
and I live.
yeah. When you're hanging out down in the OR waiting for a room to be found for you, yeah, they don't
No,
fucking feed you down there.
no, brother. I have
Oh,
a room.
oh, you had gotten the room already.
I did, yeah. I had a room, and
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
Okay.
bad, dude. It was really bad, and they one of the nurses mistake messed up my order. See, I'm on water pills because of the blood flow problem in my legs, and they accidentally gave me nonstop saline solution.
Huh.
I just
Yeah.
said, like I said, you need to have someone when you go in the hospital. You need to.
Yeah.
Mm.
You need to have someone go in there and check up on you. Unless, of course, you get to go to one of these nice homes like I'm at.
Mm.
Yeah.
These places that they have plenty of staff, and all the staff are really courteous and nice. And like I said, I'm not blaming the nurses. I'm done, by the way. I'm not blaming the nurses over that hospital. The incompetence comes from their bosses. They're greedy bosses who are using this to profiteer off of you're not paying the nurses, which is not fair to begin with. But to sit there and lay off a third of the nurses for no reason while you are swamped, that's just
Well,
insanity. And
and
this
they,
they did.
well, yeah, they've been saying that we got a big crisis here in Canada when it comes to the hospital beds and that. But what people don't seem to realize is that when they put these restrictions in place and they called this a pandemic, that means that everybody had to social distance. That means that even the hospital beds were cut. That means that, over 30% of the beds that were in the hospitals are now not being used because they're too close, so they cannot use them. So that's why we have a congestion there. And here in New Brunswick too, for the longest times, our nurses didn't even have a fucking contract. They could have walked out at any point during this whole friggin' pandemic and went out on strike, but they didn't, and they fought and fought and fought. Um, and a lot of people doctors and nurses lost their jobs down here because they didn't believe in what was going on in that.
What do you
and-
think about what they're doing now? Europe is dropping it completely and suing in open court. All the United States people like Trump are
have-
suing them
we
crimes
have
against humanity.
Yeah. We have on the average of 3 federal lawsuits being filed every week here against the federal government. The problem is that the courts aren't seeing any of them yet. We have the smaller courts going after all the fines and that the cops were handing out illegally. Rebel News has a thing called fightthefines.com. If you got one of those tickets, they took it and you went to them for help. They took it to court. They've taken over 150 of these to court, anywhere from an $880 fine up to a $14,000 fine. And every one of them that they've taken to court so far has been thrown out because they're all unconstitutional. That's why the police in Canada no longer go out and do what they were doing last year and grabbing people off the streets and giving them $880 tickets and $1,400 tickets and that.
Dang.
Because they've already proven that they're unconstitutional. But until all these federal lawsuits start being heard in the court, we're going to keep losing our rights here in Canada. And the same in the States. They started hearing some of them in the States, and you see some of this, some of the other states that are changing where they're open and yet the rest of them are closed. That will soon all fall once this goes into the court systems. But we got to get it into the court systems first. And because of these unicorns and butterflies that are going around, everything is on back, slowed down. The courts aren't open to the general public, anything like that here in Canada. So it's hard right now. But when they do start, it's just going to be a downward spiral. And we're going to, I got a feeling that Justin Trudeau's going to end up coming out like Boris Johnson saying that they're going to end all this mass bullshit before all this. And he's going to come out with this big apology in that, saying that we apologize for putting you guys through all this. We did it in the name of, health and safety is what they're going to say, and expect us to just go on and forget about all the bullshit that happened. But what they don't realize is that people were literally lost their businesses because of what our government has done. We got people that were literally thrown in jail. We've had people that were pepper sprayed. They were beaten, by police and that, illegally in that. None of that can be redone. That has happened. It's done and over with. And 90% of that, there will be no consequences for them. And that's the problem.
Yeah, it is. Well, Ash, I wanted to come up and give you guys an update and say thanks,
Yes.
for all the support. I actually got the results today. The stent has not had any rejection or any infection right up now, so that means my leg is doing good. It's got good flow through it, so I will not lose my leg or foot at this moment. I'm just going to be in a nursing home for a couple months, and then from there, everything's going well, and I appreciate all the wonderful emails and stuff people have been sending me.
But just out of curiosity, how long, like how many days before you know for sure that there's nothing loose swimming around in your...
I gotta get up. I'll be back, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no way for me to get rid of all the bacterial infections that I caught in that cesspool of crap. They're going to be with me. All they can do is control it. And as long as I do what I'm supposed to, rather than what I was doing, which I'm not going to lie, keep my sugar levels down and take better care of myself, which is, I'm getting this help right now. When I leave this hospital, I should be on an even key to be able to do it. And as long as the infection and the rejection are fine by the time I leave here, I'll have outbreaks, but as long as I don't do stupid things like I did before. So a lot of the stuff that happened was due to me. It was just my bad health that led to
Mhm.
it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that, guys. When you have a sugar level of 700-800, you're pretty well fucked.
Yeah.
Um,
700-800. Holy fuck! You can almost start a sugar factory. Huh.
and dude, really, seriously, I'm very grateful. I thank God so much in the last couple of days because had I not come in for the foot guys, and I hate to say this, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I was lucky that I injured my foot in such a manner that Medi went through the month before that, so that when I went in, because they wouldn't do the CAT scan or the MRI for me the last time I went in because I didn't have the insurance to cover it. It would have been out of pocket. But once I get Medi, they start doing all these tests. They realize that you have no blood coming from your femoral artery. We need to get you in there. And they used a new method, rotor-rooter, just like a rotor-rooter, a small little
Yeah.
teeny. That's why they ended up hitting me with the fentanyl. But I'm just saying, people need to go in with your family members and not be so. You got to understand during this time. I mean, it's not just the incompetence of the hospital, but it's the panic of the American people. The one nurse was telling me they have an average of about 100 to 200 people coming in every day or so that have common colds and common flus that think it's COVID. I
You-
understand you.
I was just going to ask you, do you remember what you were telling us when we were telling you to go get it checked out?
That I didn't want to
Huh?
go in. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go here, brother.
Yeah,
This
and you
is
know
this
what?
is a cesspool of that disease. Is in this, not here. Thank God, I'm in a really good place right now. I'm not even kidding you. I'm in a really good place. This is a brand new facility that is an upper. They oh yeah, I got money or insurance, so they sent
What
me here.
upper class?
Yeah, these people are
Well,
fabulous, dude. They really are. They and
I
I'm
had an operation last week. Um, I had a heart attack and went in, and they put two stents in my heart, and I was out in a couple of days. Mainly because I told them that if they didn't let me out, I was walking out anyways.
I
Um,
really got to speak to my doctor. So keep talking. I don't want to. If you
yeah,
were talking to me, at home.
but I had to have a test before I left, and then I've had two tests since I've been home, and then I have to go back to the hospital on Monday to do another checkup, and then I'll have to do another test there again. Now, all my tests have been negative, but even if it did come back positive, I can't take that shot. Even the cardiologist at that fucking hospital again told me that I cannot take that. I'm medically exempt, but no doctors in Canada will fill out medical exemption cards for anybody. Um, and so, because of that, my rights are being violated, like really
Hey,
bad.
a shame. There are some doctors that'll fill you out a card, but they want some money for it.
No, there's not one doctor in Canada that
Not
will
down there.
legally hold on. There's not one doctor in Canada that will legally fill out a medical exemption card.
No.
Hey,
Not
but
one,
I
because
hate to go.
it goes right against what they're doing. So
I
they can't go against what they're doing. Sorry, bud. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm sorry. I gotta go. They're here for some work, and everyone. And I meant to say hi to everyone. I wish I had time. Keep her upstate. It's all great, lady. Thank you so much, Danny. Good to see you again.
Right
Ash, as
on.
always, my brother.
Hey,
I love you.
be, be nice to them nurses, eh?
Oh hell yeah, these are great. These are great. All right, you guys, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take
Okay,
care,
bye.
bud.
Later, man. It almost sounded like one of them giggled.
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a pretty fucked up last couple of weeks,
Hmm.
and I'm still not 100%. I probably won't be 100% ever again, but um, I'm not even back to where I was before I had this last heart attack.
No, because if it was too long, it would have killed a few pieces out of your heart. muscles.
Well, my heart is so scarred that it's down to like 28% or something like that. They told me.
Yeah, that's what I mean by killing it,
and
like whatever, right?
and that's why they can't. I can't get that shot either. Is because of that.
They won't give you pacemaker.
Oh, they want to put one in, but I refuse it.
Yeah.
I
How about the
was
new ones? Hey, how about the new ones? They're not really pacemaker. They just, if your heart
listen,
stops, it gives it a zap.
Danny.
What?
I'm not doing any more fucking operations. It's lucky I even had the stints put in. I went
Okay.
and I
Okay.
listened to everybody on YouTube about getting it
Yeah.
put in,
So in
just
other
so
words,
that I could be with to maybe see my granddaughter one more time. But to
yeah.
have a pacemaker or something like that, no, I'm
So in
not
other
doing it.
words, fuck all the robot parts.
Exactly. I got 2 pins in my hand as it is right now, and I wish the fuck that they would have just taken my finger. It's that bad, and a lot of people, they look at me and they say, "Well, why are you so mad all the time?" And that people don't understand. I'm in constant pain. I really
Mhm.
fucked up my hand when I put it through that window and severed all the nerves and tendons in it. And that I have what's called sympathetic reflex dystrophy, and what that is it's killing the muscles and the nerves in my arm, and it's going up to my spine. And they say if it hits my spine, I could be put in a wheelchair for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The easiest way for me to explain the pain that my arm goes through every day is have you ever really whacked your funny bone and get that sharp shooting pain through your arm?
Yeah, but I'm in pain all day too,
Yeah.
man. So you don't need to
So
explain it to
on a
me.
good day, that's how my arm feels.
Yeah.
Um, if it gets too cold, it freezes fast. It feels like my
Yeah,
hands
that
being
happens to the tip of my
smashed.
fingers. My
No, this
fingers
is
go
my
like
whole
that.
arm. Like it'll go up to my elbow like that. It'll
Yeah.
freeze almost instantly. I have to keep it warm all the time. Um, I was constantly trying to. I did a video in the park there during that freedom protest, and I had to keep switching hands so that I could put my hand in my glove just to warm my hand up because it was freezing by the time I
You mean
got home.
you mean you didn't bring no gloves? Fuck.
I had gloves, but I had to take it off to hold the
Oh,
phone. I didn't have my fucking phone carrier or nothing. All I
yeah.
had was the cell phone itself, and I wear these big mittens
That's the
because
one. That's the one that you were in the park and you talked to the politician. He cut off the video and then you got it back or something.
yeah,
That one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
and
know you were bouncing a little bit in that one.
yeah, and
It's all right.
I'm just waiting to hear back from him. He's one of the politicians that I've been uh, talking with back and forth, and I'm just working on a time that we can do a live stream.
Yeah.
So I must have pissed off a shame Canadian as I see. Oh, sorry, Clash. A lot of people. Um,
A lot of people lost their ranches in this room too, bud.
yeah. But Clash, don't worry. You will get it back as soon as my chat catches up. You will get it back. uh, I,
You're not gonna make them work for it. Make them come up for a minute.
no, Clash in Canada is actually a pretty good, cool person. Doesn't
Well, I'm
really
not.
do
Uh,
panels or that. So,
he's not doing a panel.
well, he doesn't come up and do stuff like this. This is called a panel. What we're on right now.
Yes. Are you
When
sure
there's more
about
than
that?
two,
I'm sure. I seen him on a panel once or twice before.
Well, maybe once or twice, but not very often.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, and like, oh, Lady Love in the house. Okay. I'm just my chat is still trying to catch up here, folks. I don't know what it is with YouTube when you have your YouTube open when you're on StreamYard, it pauses it. When you're on the StreamYard, then you got to go back. When you go back to YouTube, you got to bring it all up and wait for all the chat to come back. And
Huh.
it's slow.
And
Yeah.
if you hit blue arrow, what? It doesn't bring you back down to the bottom?
Blue arrow. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about? Blue
when you
arrow.
move your chat up or down.
Oh
And you
no,
go
no,
to the
no,
arrow.
no. I gotta wait for it to catch up first.
Okay. Well, where are you at now?
My best Scorpio, Prairie, Keeper, fentanyl is only addictive with continuous use.
Timed
Yeah.
out in Canada for 8 days.
Oh, there he is. Clashing Canada.
Someone was timed out for 8 days, according to Keeper. Clash is asking where and when. I don't know. Keeper
Not
said
on
that.
my channel. Oh.
They haven't seen any videos of you. Like
Clashing Canada is now a moderator for your channel. There you go. Yeah, but I won't be adding too many more. That I have like something like 50 moderators that I counted that are still moderators on this channel. I had over 150, and I didn't know how many I actually used in that. So I just started. I deleted a whole bunch of them. There are some that I will have to add back. But yeah.
Holy shit. 32, man. Melvin says I have. It went up by 2 since fucking last week.
What?
My subscription. It's not like I get it much on there, fucking right? But whatever. If I see something, I'll record it. I did record a truck flipped over the day before yesterday, but when I looked at the video again, all I seen was my fucking door. I didn't put it up. Yeah.
Well, you got another sub. John Hobbs just subbed. So.
Oh, right on, right on. Don't get discouraged.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to talking with Josh tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's mentioned a few things that he's working on. I'm gonna let him tell you that.
Yeah. Did you give him some heads up on what kind of questions you're gonna ask him, or are you just gonna surprise?
I haven't really had time to sit down and talk with him yet, but it's I believe he's seen a couple of our shows already, and he kind of knows how it goes where we only have one. It's just me, the Chad, and the guest, and then we'll bring up one person, one or two people, ask the questions, drop them down, bring them back up. Now, I got a feeling for some reason, because it's Josh, that it's going to be busy. So I hope that nobody gets mad or anything. But there's only, can only have one person come up, ask a question or two, and then they got to drop down so that other people come up and ask questions. We don't have people hanging out on the panel per se when it comes to that show. Other shows that we do, like when I do these panels and that's fine. That's what they're there for. But the Sidekick show is there specifically for that YouTuber. Just John Hobbs, yes, AFA Josh. He will be here on the show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. So I want to get back to that was the original intent of the show when I first came up with the idea of doing this show. It's to support the YouTuber, no matter what they do, because obviously, if I'm going after you to talk to you and bring you on the new show, I at least watch your stuff, and 9 times out of 10, I support you. I sub to you or something like that. So we need to. I want that YouTuber to be able to get their message out, whatever they're doing. It's basically another platform for them to tell the world what they're doing, because I have 725 subscribers or something like that.
726.
Okay, so I got that many subscribers, but all my subscribers may not be subscribed to Josh, for instance. So that's why we do the show, to maybe hope that they get a few more subscribers to help get their message out and to put their message out on another channel too. Now, when we do the Sidekick show, it's going to be on all 3 channels. It'll be on the Ashamed Canadian channel, it'll be on the Sidekicks channel, and it'll be on the Chad channel. So all 3 channels will be open, but just please remember that most of the people, most of the stuff that's in chat, will be reading it, but we may not have a chance to get to everybody's questions, and I may not be able to read all of the chats. That's why we have moderators, and I'm going to do the best I can, but I know it's going to be busy. And even with some of these other bigger YouTube channels that I'm working on, like Haley Deegan and Cletus McFarland and Jack Stan Jimmy and Gentry and Sons and DDE, these are other YouTubers that I'm also going after and trying to talk with too, because they have a message that they want to get out also. It may not be a First Amendment or a cop watch or government accountability or anything like that, but it's still a YouTube channel and they have a message that they want to get out, whether it be having fun or whatever. But
Ashamed. You might not want to put it out there as you wanting to go after. It doesn't sound like it's safe.
Oh, fuck.
Just saying, right?
Yeah, well, and then, like I said, I'm working on talking with the chief of police here, politicians. There's going to be a few other people, government officials that I'm going to be trying to talk with. So, we have. Can I see your face for a minute, please? Okay. Oh, I just lost you. Oh.
Uh-oh.
It was.
Make sure it's them the second time too.
Yeah, my best Scorpio. Wow. You know what?
What?
I forgot that I have. Oh, 1 second here. Let's go
What
like
second?
this
What?
for. Let's
Oh,
for.
there you go.
Hey, how are you, my dear?
How are you? I didn't even
Oh,
know that you had problems with your heart. You broke my
oh,
heart by telling me that. How are you?
oh, not too bad. That's
No.
my third heart attack. So.
Yeah, you kind of shook me there. I'm just thinking of my dad and his little bits and his
Yeah.
bypasses. And he was a doctor and like that too. He was, what do you call him? He did medicine, but he was a GP. But he
Okay,
was more
general
than a G.
practitioner.
Yeah. But he was more than a GP. You get the vibration.
Yeah.
So all this, like, he would be the same energy as you. He'd be like, "This is bullshit. This is bullshit." But then even he, God love him, in the end had to go. Okay, take a bit of pride out. Take a bit of pride, okay? You know.
Yeah. Oh, Princess Pie plays bass. I would really love to speak with you too. I would love if you'd be able to come up and do a show with me someday on my talent channel. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I actually have another channel that I started, and it's called CAP Talent.
No.
And
You're just telling us now.
well, it's been out there for a while, and
Gosh.
you know, I was plugging it for a while. Um, I
You,
made
you must.
arrangements with a couple of bars. One was a comedy club, and one was a local rock bar where I was going
Mhm.
to go in once a week and do. One day would be stand up comedy on the talent channel. The next day it would be music. And I was looking for local groups and bands and stuff like that. But when this bullshit
I
u-
know.
Yeah.
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 uniforms and that, it closed me right down because I'm not allowed to go into any of these places.
Well, you have to come over to Ireland now, according to the Irish law. Don't tell anybody this. I heard through the grapevine that we're under no more restrictions.
Those
Yeah.
seedless grapevines, or
Mm-hmm.
No, as of today in the
Yeah.
UK, Boris Johnson ended the Plan B butterflies and unicorns restrictions. So they've all been lifted, and people can go back to work and they can go back to school and
Oh,
everything. And there's
wow.
no mask mandatory over there.
Good. Good, good,
And
good.
that just started today. So, hopefully the
Happy
world will see what's
Christmas
going
to
on.
us.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
sorry, but
we
I
you
just
turn
fart
around and
naturally.
say, "Oh, yeah, the unicorn virus has spiked up about
The unicorn
150%."
virus. Oh, I love it. Oh my
yeah,
god, I love it. Unicorn has died.
yeah.
Ta-da.
Well,
Yep.
YouTube has this algorithm thing that if you mention that word,
Unicorns?
it well,
Yeah, unicorns.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you mention that, they may end up striking you, or shutting you down, or whatever. So
Oh,
from the beginning,
woe is me.
I just started calling it butterflies and unicorns.
And you know what the
You must
best
have
sales ships?
you
Sorry.
must have a few exceptions, right? Like how many times do you have before they strike you on it? Because I've heard it said in
Scheiße.
all kinds of different rooms,
Oh, sorry.
right?
What? Oh yeah, but it depends on how you say it and what you say,
Oh,
because I've mentioned it on one of my live streams and they took the whole fucking stream.
Think of it as a
oh,
great battle, but a fake battle. A fake battle? That's what I'm going to say. So imagine it as a residue of history. You know how people have seen in Gettysburg the old on the forest side? They've seen the soldiers, they've seen the paranormal, they've seen them fight. So what you've just described to me makes sense. It's like I saw the ghost, but I decided not to see the ghost, or I decided to be the ghost. Makes sense? It makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Sorry.
Not quite sure.
I
Yeah,
know, and it's not the
I
red, it's
don't
not
know
the red, the
what's.
blue, the red, the ginger, whatever color this fucking rainbow is.
I don't know what Sweetleaf's talking about. I never mentioned once about area, or I know it has its own government. I don't know what she's talking about. Boris deciding for area. I never mentioned once. I said
The
the
more
UK.
you mention their names, the more they think they're in control.
Yeah,
Don't mention their names.
yeah.
Like,
Well, it just
well,
goes to show
sorry,
how people twist things in the chat
sorry. Oh.
all over the Western world. Well, anyways, yeah, it's I wanted to do a quick update on what was going on around here.
Yeah.
We're still on a lockdown until the 30th here. So that
This
means
month?
that, yeah, so we go back to, we're currently at what's called level 3 here in New Brunswick, which is the
Okay.
highest level. It's lockdown. They recommend that you stay in your house. Only one person from your household can go
So it's 2
shopping.
years
Blah,
previous.
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
So that's the way we are again right now here.
Oh, okay.
And now
Hey.
they're talking about going back to phase 2 on the 30th, which will start opening stuff up. But then when the kids go back to school, I can guarantee you that if they don't have that passport, that they will not get back into school.
This is the worst chest game.
So, hey, Shame, did
Yeah.
they say they're recommending, or they're saying they're asking, or they're saying they're saying?
They're saying. That's exactly
What are you talking about first, Danny?
The lockdown stuff.
No, it's right now we are in what's called a level 3 lockdown here in New Brunswick. So that all non-essential businesses are closed. All the local
Yep.
weed dispensaries are closed.
Yes, yeah.
all
I
But
heard
those
this.
Shame. Yeah, no,
restaurants.
but
Hold on. You want to know? I'm going to tell you.
no,
But you got to
it's
let
not
me
that.
finish.
The wording, I want to know the wording
I'm
of
trying
it.
to tell you that, but you won't. You keep interrupting.
I don't need to know all the establishments. I just want to know the wording at the very beginning. Are they saying we recommend, or are we saying that's what I'm
It
asking?
is mandated, is what I said from the
Mandated.
beginning.
Okay.
So they're using the M word. See?
Okay, it's just earlier you said they're recommending when you first started reading it, and that's why I asked, okay? So don't get upset.
Yeah.
No,
What
it's
are
just
you?
that, I keep telling people, I try to explain things, but everybody keeps cutting me off, and then I forget what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
but I didn't
Sorry
need you to
interrupting.
go back into the list, man. We already know pretty much it's the same thing here, but we're not in third lockdown or whatever what it is,
It's
right?
just these silly fools are playing the same stupid game again. They're like, "Oh, I left the chess table. What move was I making again?" Duh. Basically. Oh God,
Yeah.
there's a raven that would come down the chessboard and just go.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, they're not stopping too many people up in this area. Fuck, man, I've been going inside of stores without masks now for a while.
Yeah. And it's not even the
Certain
mask
stores.
testing. The whole. It's just they all want us to be in the nightclub with them. We're like, no, don't want them in the nightclub with you. Fuck off.
Even a non-Mennonite store the other day, the computer store. Guy
Yeah.
goes, "How you doing?" I said, "Oh, it could be better if I didn't have to wear this chin diaper." He says, "Take it off." Okay.
Yay!
He wasn't wearing one till somebody come in, right?
I know.
Well, the only time that you have to wear it is when you're within 6 feet of somebody. But what
At least
happens
we all
is,
learned
hold
from.
it. What people don't seem to realize is that if you own a business, you can be in your business without a mask. And if a cop comes in or something, they can't say jack shit. Now, if you got customers coming in What you have to do is, if it's not very busy, you can keep that mask off. You put the mask on when they come in, and if they don't, you don't have to forcibly do it. The problem is that the government puts all these fucking things over their head saying you have to do this or we're going to give you this illegal fine.
No, you don't.
Listen, we all know.
Jim.
Listen, hold it. We all know that we don't have to. I'm trying to tell you exactly what's going on. You don't have to tell me these things. I know these things. So we got our government saying that for every person that comes into your establishment, we're going to give you a $10,000 fine. It's illegal, but we're going to give it to you, and you're going to have to pay for a lawyer and everything, and you're going to have to fight this in court. So it's going to cost you 4 times the amount of what this ticket cost just to fight a ticket that we should not have given you to begin with.
And that's where the clue comes in. That's where you need to go back and find out what law are they using that they hid before. Canada,
you can find all the
Canada
law you
law,
want. The thing of it is that nowadays we have, in this day and age of policing, what we have is cops just grab whoever the fuck they want and they tell you to deal with it in court and tie up the court systems, and then they wonder why cities and that are going bankrupt because they spend more on fucking legal fees than that,
exactly,
and
court
lawful,
time,
illegal, all these lawsuits and shit like that they're doing, and they don't realize that. They don't realize the money that the fucking government's actually wasting, but yet they fucking want to tax the people that they're fucking around with, so that they can pay them to fuck us more.
Yeah,
and
it's Ash, to me, it brings fool's gold to mind, the rivers, and when people would look for gold, and fool's gold. There's just something. Somebody shows me a river, and someone tries to sell fool's gold as real gold, and the people who do have the gold, even then, have to fight to sell the gold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's I don't know how to describe it. Look at it. It's the whole thing of, do you join in? Look around. We're all in this question, but don't, like, Canada, America, the whole lot of us basically have fucking bought fool's gold. We were born into fool's gold, and someone has to receive us. And if this is the receiving, even from an astral or an angel aspect, let it be. Let it sieve. But you don't have to kill the salmon. You just have to find the gold. You know?
What's that clicking?
I don't think it's me. I do have a metal shirt on.
Oh, there. Now it stopped. Okay.
It better not be my dog.
Well, it must be sensitive headphones or something.
It probably is. I have been blamed for this. All right. Well, listen, I know I told a load of rant, and I'm going to have another joint, and I'm going to go to sleep and get up and work tomorrow.
There should be a setting for the sensitivity of your microphone. If you turn that down a little bit, it won't pick up as much stuff.
But I don't have a sensitivity setting.
No?
Ooh, there you go. Oh gosh, that's your date night. I wouldn't mind, but these are like
go down on the bottom here. It says mic and slash cam.
Okay.
In there, right? Go in the audio part. You'll see there's a spot there that says microphone.
Okay, cam, mic. Okay. Audio.
That's a lot better. What you do?
Oh, echo cancellation?
There you go.
Yes. Ruth Lynn. Oh, we have a celebrity in the house.
Oh, yeah, that did the job. That did the job.
Yeah.
It did the job. There
Yeah.
we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So I press
So
done now.
if you guys
No, you
don't
want to
know,
get out of there. Push the X in the top right corner.
if you guys
Oh,
don't know who Ruth Lynn is,
Yay!
she
Top
There we
right
go.
corner.
is
Thank
she
you.
is
Thank you,
with Stephen Musel, and she, if I'm not mistaken, it's his daughter, and they are the ones that help out all the homeless vets down in Florida, where he turned an airport hangar into a shelter for homeless
Uh-oh.
vets. Just recently, they had a very major storm that ripped through there and ripped the whole place apart. So, if anybody can help out with Ruth Lynn and Stephen Musel and their help with the veterans, please check them out. Yes, yeah, he is. Yes, he is my dad, Ruth Lynn says so. And she is a sweetheart. I love her to death. I love Stephen Musel to death. He's doing such great work there. The guy is an actual American hero. He's
Hey,
done tours, everything. He is a veteran. So,
Yeah,
what a
see the
time
light that we have.
for
Yeah.
what was it? You said hurricane or
yeah.
twister?
Or
Hurricane.
tornado
What's that?
or
Yeah,
severe wind weather, anyways, and it ripped
yeah.
apart the
And you said it
place.
was an air hanger.
Yeah. See,
That's a
Stephen
pretty
Musel.
big plane.
Yeah, Stephen Musel owns an airport, and
Yeah. Okay.
oh, yeah, we don't need help, but they need lots of prayers. They always need lots of prayers.
Can I
And
ask you a question before I leave? You know how there's it's called an airplane graveyard.
yeah,
Yeah.
What happens to all those planes?
they just sit there and rot.
Has he?
It's like a salvage yard for planes and helicopters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they just sit there and rot, and
Why?
it's
If it's not too late, ask Rocky for his helicopter. He's trying to give it away. You're not too far from him.
It's just crazy that there's all these spaces, there's all these little things, and they're not bad boxes. As we, what's human language?
Oh,
They're just
Jim.
little puzzle
Just look at
pieces.
the space it takes up, considering that a 747 takes up over an acre of land.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You got to remember, like an acre of land is 205 feet by
Yeah, measurement of a
205
house.
feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Not measurements of a house, measurements
Yeah,
of a land.
200
well,
acres here.
if it's
Yeah,
done, then
it's 205 feet wide by 205 feet deep is a square acre. That's only one plane. You'd be lucky to get a 747 on an acre of land.
Yeah.
So could you imagine? There's a place down. It's in the desert. I don't know if it's in Arizona or something like that, but there's a huge graveyard there, and I think there's about 500 acres
there is. Yeah,
of
yeah,
just
yeah.
airplane after airplane
Airplanes.
after
Yeah, yeah,
airplane,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
on top of another, and they
And
just
we're
sit there.
yeah,
There's a small one up by Barry.
Yeah. And what gets me is like I'm surprised that you don't have a lot of people going in and stealing the panels off the side of the plane. That's all
exactly.
aluminum.
Yeah.
Aluminum's it may be 50 cents a pound, but you got fucking airplanes there, man. You're talking tons.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen? There was one guy from Ireland. He did buy a Boeing 747. And he brought it over here to Ireland. He has
John
it
Travolta
on.
has one.
No, fuck John Travolta. I don't give a shit if he's in that. But there was a guy. He was an entrepreneur. He bought a 747, and it's actually one of the glamping planes. They're here in Galway. Or no, the Galway, Clare on the west. It is. It's Mayo, Galway.
I
So
remember you two owns a 747 too. and Bono is a pilot, and he was flying
Bono's a
low
pilot.
altitude
Sorry.
when the cargo door blew open on his plane, and he almost crashed.
Sorry, so when you said Bono's a pilot. Sorry.
No,
Some of the
I
Irish
said
don't like
Bono is a pilot.
some of the Irish some of the Irish don't like Bono. So pilot
Oh.
is another abbreviation for he's a prick. You'll catch it up
Yeah.
later.
But yet you have an icon from there. Her name was Dolores. I forget her last name for the life of me right now, but she played in a small band called the Cranberries.
Yeah, she was from Dolores was
Northern
Dolores Cannon.
Ireland, I
Yeah,
believe.
no, Dolores I'm gonna say Cannon. Dolores King. It's Dolores King. Dolores
Because
Cannon. No, she
and now
was.
there's another
Yeah,
band from there too,
the Cranberries.
from Ireland that made it really big too, and they're called Bad Wolves, and they did a remake of that song by the Cranberries.
They did a good job on it, actually.
Yeah.
They funked it up.
Well, I think they did it exactly the same way, only it's a male voice singing it, and I just it was a tribute to her because the day that they were doing the recording, she had died. January 15th, 2018, she died.
She did, and she had heart problems like that too.
Yeah, and
She held a lot in.
she was on her way to do that when she had died. So
She was, yeah. She just met up with them. They had a deal.
all the proceeds to that video and that song that they did all goes to her children. So
yeah, that's honourable.
Yeah.
She was from Limerick.
Yeah. Is it Limerick? Yeah.
Limerick,
Maybe.
yes, yeah. She was a Limerick girl. Yeah. She was indeed loving. You're very tribal down there. They are.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna hop off, and my dog is snuffling like mad, and his nose is cold and lovely and wet. So.
Yeah, I was only going to come on for a few minutes. Been over an hour, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
jump
just
in too, man.
I haven't done any lives or anything since I had my heart attack, so I figured I'd come on and do a little bit here tonight.
Yeah.
I
Don't
popped up
tell
on the
anybody.
panel, but
Eh?
yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Just keep yourself safe, Ash. Seriously, dude.
Oh,
Please.
I try. Yeah.
All right, Ash.
I love that.
I'm gonna be
When
the
you
first
showed us
one
all
to
the
jump
houses you
off.
worked in.
You two can talk for a couple more minutes.
Okay,
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Okay, bye.
But so everybody jumped down. So I will much respect goes out to Ruth Lynn and Stephen Musel. Always got prayers for you guys. And thanks for everybody for stopping in. John Hobbs, always good to see you. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we have Josh from AFA here on the Sidekick Show. So let me do this. Until the next time, until tomorrow, I will see you all in the chats. So, I'm getting more messages here. No worries, Danny. Okay, folks, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.